AAVE is pumping right now. In the last 24 hours, it went from $160, then it hit a high of $189, and now it's sitting at $185. Going to the past 7 days, you can see it went from 150 to 186, and looking at the past year, you can see it went from $99 to 186. This is so sweet. In today's video, I'm going to be showing you how you can get the highest APR possible on your AAVE. According to DeFi Llama, the TVL of AAVE is currently sitting at over $15 billion. It's not the highest it's ever been, but compared to January 2023, $15 billion is really high. So the first thing we're going to do is go to Metrix.finance. This is the best software for finding liquidity pools and simulating your returns. If you don't know what liquidity pools are, or if you aren't familiar with the liquidity as a service business model, it's basically where you can become a liquidity provider and provide liquidity, and you can get paid out in the fees that the traders pay when they're swapping cryptocurrencies. For example, if someone wanted to trade 1 Ethereum for AAVE, they would have to pay some fees. It says right here for this trade, they'd be paying a $7 fee, and guess what? A percentage of that fee is going right back to the liquidity providers. So at scale, this can be a really cool way to make passive income on your cryptocurrency. So on Metrix Finance, the first thing I like to do is go to the Discover section, hit Exchange, select all, Networks, I'm just going to select all, and then I'm going to select the little pool filter on the left, and for must include, I'm going to type in AAVE. And now we can see all the pools that include AAVE. There's some with pretty low TVL, this one's at like 80k, and there's one with really high, over $10 million. It's only showing 9 pools, so I'm not going to have to add many more filters to filter it down to the best opportunities. I'm just quickly going to set my TVL to pools that have higher than 200,000, just to filter out maybe a couple. Yeah, we got 2 filtered out that had very low TVL. So let's start from the top. We have wrapped ETH to AAVE over on Uniswap. I'm going to go ahead and hit the simulate button in a new tab, and I'm going to set my deposit amount to $10,000 so we can simulate this position as if we were to put $10,000 into it. Let's check out the volume history. We can see early October it had very high volume. Now it's a bit less, but it's still having over $1 million in volume a day. We can zoom out our calculation range to the last like 60 days and see more data for the correlation chart and the volume history. You can see here October 3rd it had a $21 million volume day, and to try to get the most accurate simulated return at the moment, I'm going to set my calculation range to like 14 days. You could even go closer. And now let's go ahead and play with the max price and min price to try to find a solid range. I'm going to move my max price to about 19 and my min price to about 13, and with that we're getting about 29% APR. Nothing too crazy, but hey, I'll take it. Remember, there are risks to this DeFi investing, such as divergence loss. Make sure you do your own due diligence and research. I'm not telling you what you should or shouldn't do with your money. I'm not a financial advisor. I'm just telling you my opinion on these cryptocurrencies. So I'm going to zoom out on the calculation range and see if I can go tighter with the min price, which I think I definitely can. So I'm going to move this up to about 14, and now it's saying we're getting 33% APR, almost 34%. So with a $10,000 deposit amount, we'd be getting over $3,000 a year according to the simulation. So if you're happy with that, the next steps would be to do due diligence on these assets. Make sure these are something you would want to take on exposure to. And then if you want to take on exposure to them, you could save it to your portfolio in the top right. So I'm gonna hit save to portfolio. Let's go ahead and see if we can find a better opportunity. I'm currently using the pro version of Metrix Finance, but some of the tools that I'm using in this video are available on the free plan, but getting the pro version makes things much easier. Let's check out AAVE to Uni. I've made a video on Uni token before, so this should be pretty interesting. I'm going to go ahead and simulate this position in a new tab, and right off the bat we can see it as 33% APR with almost $5 million in TVL. First thing I'm going to do is zoom out on the calculation range to see the history of this pool. Alright, I'm going to zoom back in, and I'm going to set it to about 25 days, maybe a bit tighter, like 20 days. And now I'm going to go ahead and change my min price a bit and my max price a lot. So with these settings here, we'd be getting about 30% APR. Pretty similar to the last pool, and this is still very solid. A cool feature of Metrix Pro is you can take a look at the correlation of these assets. So this is 77% correlated, and typically I would preferably want to invest in pools that have higher correlation. So this is a green flag. And looking at the volume history, we can see it goes anywhere from like 200k in a day all the way up to 1 million, and then on the 5th of November, 2 days ago, it was 500k. Now zooming out, I'm thinking I could possibly make my range a bit smaller, a bit tighter. So to try to squeeze some extra APR, let's get this a bit tighter. And according to a 20-day calculation range with this min price and this max price, we'd be getting 33% APR. If you were to make your range tighter like this, you could squeeze out some more APR, but you may have to readjust your range more frequently, which is not something I really want to do. So I'm not going to make it this tight at the moment, but you definitely could do that. It's definitely possible. You can also change the amount of how much AAVE and how much uni you are taking on exposure to, like for each specific asset. So for example, if I'm dragging the max price up, you can see I'm taking on more exposure to AAVE and less to uni. And if I drag it down, it's vice versa. Same with min price. I'm dragging it up, I'm taking on more exposure to AAVE. When I'm dragging it down, I'm taking on more exposure to uni. This position seems like it would give solid APR, but according to one of my videos a bit ago, it looked like uni token is not something that I'd want to take on exposure to. So for right now, I'm not going to save it to my portfolio. I'd want to do some more due diligence on uni to see if it actually is something that I want to take on exposure to for a liquidity pool. Let's take a look at this AAVE to wrapped ETH position over on Uniswap and Polygon. It says it's giving 60% APR. The TVL is over 2 million. It's not too low, but it's not the highest. Let's go ahead and simulate it. These assets are 82% correlated, which is a great sign. Looking at the volume history, it's pretty interesting. We had some low days of like 200K, and then on the 6th, it had over $2 million in TVL. So I'd want to take a look and see what caused that high TVL. So first, like I always do, I'm going to zoom out on the calculation range. Then I'm going to zoom back in. So I'm thinking I'm going to move my min price a bit closer here, a max price down a good amount. Let's see, maybe like here. Zoom back out. Cool. I'm thinking I can go even tighter with the max price, and it's saying it's giving 92% APR. This is really solid. This might be the best opportunity I've seen. The TVL is a bit low, but it still is in the millions, which is a great sign. Unlike the other pool that was on Uniswap and Ethereum, this one is on Uniswap and Polygon. So I'd want to do more due diligence into other Polygon pools and check if this is something I'd want to take on exposure to. And of course, that due diligence includes checking out AAVE and wrapped Ethereum and making sure I want to take on exposure to those assets. But 92% APR seems really solid. So I'm gonna go ahead and save this to my portfolio. Quick, I'm gonna add the $10,000 deposit amount to check out what our returns would be. So we'd be getting over $9,000 per year and $750 per month saved to portfolio. If you're someone who is interested in earning passive income on their cryptocurrency assets, or if you're someone who wants to take your DeFi journey farther, I have the perfect solution for you. We recently launched the DeFi Elite Suite, and it's where the best liquidity providing software meets the best community. So if you're frustrated by unexpected divergence loss, or overwhelmed by complex DeFi analytics, or disappointed by your passive income not being passive enough, we're here to help. Our goal is to help you find profitable liquidity pools and to not give up on your DeFi dreams. In the DeFi Elite Suite, here's exactly what you'll get. You'll get 1 year access to the pro version of the Metrix software. You'll also get 1 year access to the DeFi Excel community, and you'll get a private onboarding session where we can walk you through Metrix one-on-one and you can ask us any questions you'd like. We're also giving away our exclusive DeFi Elite starter guide, which is a must-have. So Metrix Pro is typically $480 a year and DeFi Excel is typically $420 a year, but you can lock all this in plus the one-on-one onboarding session and the exclusive DeFi starter guide for $450 a year. And this offer is only available if you use my link. If you go over to the DeFi Elite Suite website, just the regular one, scroll down, you can see it's priced at $500 a year. But with my link, you can get it for $450. So go ahead in the description, check it out today, and join the DeFi Elite Suite. We also have this position AAVE to wrapped Polygon sitting at 48% fees APR and a sub $1 million TVL. It's 785K. This could be all right, maybe not the best. I'm gonna go ahead and simulate the position. So let's change our max price and min price. I'm gonna go ahead and check out the calculation range. All right, if we were to set this max price and this min price and the calculation range to, let's go 15 days, we're looking at 42% APR. Now, I'm not too familiar with wrapped Polygon. That's an asset you'd want to do your due diligence on. But if this looks like something you'd want to take on exposure to, this could be a great possibility for you. These assets are 60% correlated. The volume history has been up and down. On the 27th of October, it had 27K in volume, but on the 6th of November, it had over 300K. I'd want to do more research on the pool before entering it, so I'm not going to save it to my portfolio just yet. But now I'm going to head over to the build section at the top and see the liquidity pools that I saved. AAVE. So we have these two pools right here. I'm going to go ahead and set the calculation range to both the same number. So I'm going to set this one to 14 as well. Let's go 14, update. Now with $20,000 deposited into these with 10K in each, it says we'd be estimated to get over 13K a year and over $1,000 a month. These are both wrapped Ethereum to AAVE pools, just one is on Polygon and one is on Ethereum. If you have simple questions, you can leave a comment down below, but remember, you can join the best DeFi community at a great price with the link in my description. If you learned something from this video, make sure you subscribe and hit the bell to turn on post notifications so you don't miss an upload. Anyways, I'll see you in the next one.